these to be in here. Got pumpkins. Okay. Let's go ahead and put away. So I don't need my Spelunker potions right now. What else do I not need right now? Definitely need my healing potions. Could probably get rid of the bottled honey now. I think 80 life is just not all that good anymore. Don't need the mining potions. Traveling merchant, does he have the thing that I need? Yeah, I'm generally happy with magic. I really like magic as a general thing. I feel the game is definitely fun to play, but whenever... Why are you in there? But whenever I reach a point where I feel like magic is not fun, like there's an issue with magic, it's always a walker that is the source of the issue. Always. Like, over the past several years, it has always been a specific walker that has been the issue. I kind of want to buy this just for the fun of it. I mean, Teferi, Jace the Wallet Sculptor. Okay, let's go look at... I need potions. I need to see what potions I need to make. That is, like, you're laughing. That is legitimately what we called Jace the Mind Sculptor back when it was out, because it cost so much. So yeah, we called it Jace the Wallet Sculptor. Because it was I think it was like a $180 Planeswalker at the time. Okay. Spawn rate. So what I need... I have endurance potions, so I'm good there. Yeah, like, right. That's the thing. That is one of the reasons why I do not like fucking Planeswalkers. Like, I can't think of, off the top of my head, any other card that is in standard. So, you know, I'm not talking about, you know, Yes. Yes, you're understanding. You are now understanding the issue. And I can't think of any other card type off the top of my head that ever commands a similar style of price in a standard environment. I understand, you know, when we're talking about legacy, vintage, effectively old card type, old cards that are not in print anymore, very limited and very powerful, Black Lotus. I understand those, but that's the thing, though, is that those are really old cards whose prices are decided primarily because of the fact that they are, like, the prices are decided because of the fact that they are old and generally unavailable. Oh, cool. I can actually make some Wrath Potions. That's what I wanted. Can I make better healing potions? I cannot make better healing potions. what do I need to make better healing potions? Okay. So greater healing... Okay, so I already have... Okay, I have those. So that's not a big deal. So really, the only thing... I don't really need mana potions either, because I don't use magic. Let me go ahead and put that away. I'm going to go ahead and put away sonar potions. I don't need them. But, like, when the times that I effectively quit the game were, keep in mind, I wasn't playing during Oko. Like, I was taking a break for other reasons, so Oko, didn't stop me from playing, but it would have if I had been playing at the time. So kind of keep that in mind. If I had been playing when Oko was playing, I would have quit. So, Oko, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Teferi, those are the three I can think of off the top of my head, which definitely would cause me issues. And then, you know, if we start talking about, you know, equipment also caused issues, things like Skull Clamp and, to a lesser extent, Jitty. But at the end of the day, though, while those were issues, they were never, like that I recall, and I've never been a particularly amazing standard player, but they've never been as bad as, you know, Jace, Oko, and Teferi were. Like, I never felt like I was as unable to play as when I played against those. And I think the big issue that you're going to run into is when you have a time when the player does not feel that they can actually play the goddamn game. Okay, I have a little bit of work I still have to do on the arena, and that is really actually about all that we have to do at this point. Why can't I move? There we go. Okay. So what we're going to end up doing is, can I hang heart lanterns from these? I cannot. Do that. Do that. So we're going to put one of those there. Going to put a second one over here. And we're going to put a third one in the middle right here. What am I getting? Oh. Okay, I need to seal off this arena. Like, there's not much I can do about these creepers, but I can do something about, like, falling freaking skeleton archers. Do I want to put a third layer in? I'm beginning to think I should have a third layer. Like up here. About this height. Right about here. So I need to divert that lava that's right there. See, mate, I always thought the phrase dies to removal is so disingenuous. Because everything dies to removal, right? For the most part. I mean, I know there are absolutely exceptions to that rule. But shit dies to removal. So why does dying to removal... Like, people used to say, you know, oh, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it dies to removal. It's like, and? Fucking Teferi and Jace die to removal. That doesn't make them any less good. Enderlord Shock is removal. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Shock is removal. Removal is anything that kills shit. And shock is really effective removal. I mean, it is also damage, but removal is any spell that actively gets rid of a threat. So that's everything from murder to mortify. And everything in between. Let's get rid of that lava. See, I've always heard, like, whenever I hear removal defined, it's as a spell that gets rid of a threat. It doesn't have to instant kill it, as long as it gets rid of the threat. Oh my god. The level of this shit's getting stupid. Like, I've made a very effective farm, but this is not supposed to be a farm, it's supposed to be a freaking arena. Keep in mind, pacifism is removal. As weird as that actually sounds, pacifism is actually a form of removal. Because again, at the end of the day, you're getting rid of a threat. So the threat no longer is available to cause you problems. We're not saying that it dies to all removal. We're saying it dies to any removal. So that was the old argument, is that, you know, oh, is Oko really good? That's okay. It dies to removal because there is removal that kills planeswalkers. Does it matter that there's not a ton of removal that instantly kills planeswalkers? Absolutely not. As long as there is some, it dies to removal. Now, I don't know if this argument is used as much nowadays as it used to be. But you know, this was stuff that people used to say a lot, was, you know, the dies to removal argument. Why should sorcery speed interactions not get priority? Like, it makes perfect sense that sorcery speed interactions get priority, just instant speed gets to respond to it. Hey, we got some armor polish. Nice. Like, that's the nice thing about, that's the nice thing about instant speed, is that instant speed can respond to sorcery speed. What does it mean to get priority? So basically, when you are the active player, so when you are the player whose turn it currently is, after every action that you take, and during the end of any given phase of the game, so at the end of your main phase, for example, you get priority. You can cast a spell as long as the spell fits the rules of the current phase. So you can cast an instant spell at any time, for example, whereas a sorcery spell you can only cast during your main phases. So the player who is active is the first one who gets to cast a spell. But what's fun about that is once the current player passes priority, so once the active player, once you, let's say it's your turn, once you pass priority and say, I am done taking actions, then the next player going around clockwise, then they get priority. Oh my god, we're just... Oh my god, the farming is so good. But it's so good in a place I do not want it to be good. Hey, Link. Like, I don't want... Okay, we're gonna... I need to get rid of some of this stuff, because... I don't want to lose some of this stuff. I'm actually gonna place this down, because we're gonna be using that soon. Okay, what I'm thinking is I need to go... I'm not sure how... You're going to have to explain to me how you can remove priority on sorcery speed effects. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by removing priority on that. Priority isn't something a spell has, it's something a player has. And the spell just goes on the stack. It's not... It can be immediately responded to. Okay, so ideally... I mean, technically that happens in Magic, too. Magic does double check to see if anybody has anything else to do before the phase changes. Okay. Menacing, let's put those in. God, these freaking guys just keep on falling from the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna get rid of the lever because I do not want to lose that platinum. Okay. Horseshoe balloon, frostbark boots, ring, ranger emblem. Gonna do that. Okay, so now I just need to kill... Oh no, frostbark boots give me movement. Ack! Okay. So I need to just go out and kill that real quick. And this fight starts. Respect the sanctity of the arena. What am I getting hit by? Well, that's not going to work, apparently. Okay, cool. Okay, it shoots shit. Good to know. 27 seconds on heal. Apparently I gotta constantly be moving. Nine seconds on heal. There we go. Oh, dear God, it's fast. Oh, my God. No. Oh my God, look at this crap. Wow! That was really close. Well, so permanents entering battlefield do pass priority. So you, as active player, take an action. So that is part of the fight. You take an action, so you cast a spell. You maintain priority as active player, so you can cast an instant or anything else you can cast that time, which at that time is basically just an instant. So you cast an instant. Once you are done casting your spells, however, you lose priority. So you don't get to keep casting, you lose priority. Once you lose priority as active player, priority passes to the next player, which is typically going to be your opponent. Now your opponent can take an action. Once they take an action, the priority passes back to active player, which is going to be you again. You can take an action. But once both of you say, I no longer have an action to play, once both of you pass priority, then the stack starts resolving. And it resolves, last in is the first out. So stack resolves. Once the stack is through resolving and everybody has done their thing, then you get priority again. Once again, active player first. Active player gets a chance to do something again if they have something to do. If they have nothing to do, great. It passes back to the second player. If the second player has nothing to do, great. Everything's resolved, and you move on to the next phase. Well, right. As soon as a player's walk enters, they can do a loyalty because active player maintains priority. It's got nothing to do with the fact that it is a sorcery speed action. It's because the active player still maintains priority. So the person whose turn it is gets to keep casting, but it's got nothing to do with the it's got nothing to do with the card. It's just a nature of the game. Active player gets to do that shit. Anything else I need to sell? We can sell that. We can sell that. Well, yes. So what you're saying is that when I cast 3 mana to cast a creature or a planeswalker, what you're saying is you should get to do something to it before I ever have a chance to actually use it. And that's not how Magic works. You don't get to do that to a enchantment. You don't get to do that to a creature. You don't get to do that to anything. That's not how Magic works. My creature gets into play. I get to use my creature regardless of what you feel that you want to do. Now, sometimes that's not a big deal because in Magic, creatures have summoning sickness. So that's not necessarily a big deal. But when I drop a creature in, I get to use whatever skill my creature has. So if I drop a creature in, let's say it's the one drop the one drop red guy, the goblins that tap, sacrifices, deal 1 damage to you. You don't get to do something before I do that. You do not have priority. That's kind of the point. I get to use my shit before you get to respond to it. Now, the exception is when it is a spell, when it's on the stack. That is your chance to actually do something. Well, yeah, but the point is that Magic is being consistent. It treats everything the same way. So it doesn't matter if it is a sorcery speed ability, it doesn't matter if it's an instant speed ability. I get to keep using my shit that I actually paid for, which is kind of the point. You had an opportunity to stop me when it was on the stack. When it resolves, I get my stuff. So what you're saying is that regardless of the fact that you let me resolve, you should get a second chance to kill my crap before I get to use it. That's not okay. You had your chance. The 4 players can't play at stack speed. They have other things that they do. That's called the color pie. That is color balance. Every color does not get to do everything. Like, this is just one of those things. If you choose not to play as a type of color that can do that stuff, that's fine. But then you don't get to complain that you don't get to play on that level. That's not the fault of the game. That is, you chose to play a color that does not get to play at stack speed. Blue also doesn't get to do other things. Blue doesn't typically do beefy creatures. Blue doesn't get to do single target damage. Blue doesn't get to typically do +1/+1 effects across the entire battlefield. Blue doesn't get to do other stuff. Blue does get to counter, and that is Blue's thing. That is color pie. I'm not saying that Planeswalkers are balanced or good. I already very clearly said that I believe that they are not balanced or good for the game. So I'm not saying they're balanced or good. What I am saying, however, is that Magic as a game is internally consistent with how it treats shit you own. And how it treats priority. And again, priority is not a card thing, it is a player thing. Okay, now you're talking about something different. Magic did that. It was an effect called Split Second, which is you cannot respond to this. So there is shit like that. You cannot respond to this. What was I doing? I was doing a thing. Right. I want better bullets. But not from you. Who do I need to talk to? I need to talk to you. I mean, I would have personally said that red has damage to the face, which is something that most other colors don't get. But, Base, what you're saying is, I want 2 chances to kill your shit before you get to use it. How is that okay for... Nope, black doesn't deal damage, black takes life. There is a distinct difference in the rules. But how is it okay to... Where's my Demolitionist? Where's he hiding? I have a... Yes, there he is. So why is it okay for you to get 2 different chances to kill the shit I paid for? In function, it's largely similar, but isn't taking life better than dealing damage? It depends on what's actually going on in the game at the moment.